Amidst all the chaos of the Asia Cup squad selection, one major thing was also announced, and that is the Women's ODI World Cup squad, as well as the Tour to Australia squad. Now, the World Cup, the Women's ODI World Cup begins on September 30th, with India taking on Sri Lanka. One hopes that by the end of October, Harmanpreet Kaur's side could have actually ended the jinx. But BCCI announced the squad in a very, if you look at it in this kind of a graphic way, but then later on realized that some names weren't even visible. So that is why, looking at the Team India squad that has been assembled for the World Cup, this is your 15-member squad. Harmanpreet Kaur, Smriti Mandhana, Pratika Rawal, Harleen Deol, Deepti Sharma, Jemimah Rodriguez, Renuka Singh Thakur, Arundhati Reddy, Richa Ghosh, Kranti God, Amanjot Kaur, Radha Yadav, Sri Charani, Yastika Bhatia and Sneh Rana. The one prominent exclusion from this World Cup squad is there is no Shafali Verma. Shafali Verma has been battling kind of a slump in the last couple of years when you have to look at her performances. And that is why you have left her out in that sense. But the most heartening bit is the inclusion of Sri Charani. Sri Charani, the left-arm orthodox bowler, did really well in the series against England. And that is why she has been rewarded. And Sneh Rana, in these conditions, she will be your ace bowler, because in the series against Sri Lanka, in the tri-series in South Africa and Sri Lanka, she was your gun bowler. And in Indian conditions, her off-spin has taken Indian women's cricket team to a different level altogether. When you look at the pacers, you've got Arundhati Reddy, who's been in good form as well. So Richa Ghosh and Yastika Bhatia are your keepers in this 15-member squad. And Renuka Singh Thakur, her early swing and her accuracy will ensure that, okay, India do kind of start on a positive note as well. So yes, Harleen Deol, Deepti Sharma, Jemimah Rodriguez, Smriti Mandhana, Harmanpreet Kaur, they form, and along with Richa Ghosh, form a really potent batting order in that sense. Yes, many people will argue that there is no place for Shreyanka Patil, but then Shreyanka Patil is just coming out of the WPL, and that is why getting her in with her injury concerns would have been a bit problematic at this stage. Not just that, prior to the World Cup, India will play 3 ODIs against Australia, which will be considered as the warm-up. Now, technically, the one or the two teams that stand in India's conquest for the Women's World Cup is Australia and to a certain extent New Zealand or England. But India have held the wood over England for the past couple of seasons. So that's why the ODI series is not that different from the Women's World Cup squad, because Harmanpreet Kaur, Smriti Mandhana, Pratika Rawal, Harleen Deol, Deepti Sharma, Jemimah Rodriguez, Renuka Singh Thakur, Arundhati Reddy, Richa Ghosh, Kranti God. The only other change that is there is Sayali Sadghare is there. And Radha Yadav, Sri Charani, Yastika Bhatia and Sneh Rana. So Sayali is the only addition in the Australia squad in addition to all the others. There is no Amanjot Kaur at this point in time. So this is the only 2 changes that have been done at this point in time. So not just the Asia Cup squad, but the more important Women's ODI World Cup squad was announced on the sidelines of the BCCI meeting that took place. Remember, the BCCI Asia Cup squad announcement was delayed due to bad weather. After that, they announced the women's squad as well. And that's why one hopes that from September 30th until October, we see the India women's team break their jinx in the ODI World Cup. Thank you so much, folks, for joining us for this video. Subscribe to Sports Today for all the latest news and analysis.